A very good morning, students. Hope you all are taking a very good care of your health. Now, let's see what is there for today. So, first, let us read the thought for the day is confidence and hard work is the best medicine to kill the disease called failure. It will make you a successful person. See, whenever we are sick, what do we do? What do we do? Tell me, who will tell me? Yes, we take medicine. What do we take? We take medicine to get rid of that problem. Okay. Similarly, failure is like a disease. And what is the medicine? There are two tablets for it. What are these two tablets? Confidence and hard work. We should always be confident that yes, I can do it and I will do it. I have done it. Okay, so confidence should be there and you should always be hard working. These are the two major pills, tablets that you should have to be successful in your life. Okay, now today's topic. What is our today's topic? Our today's topic is nouns. So what are nouns? This is not a very new topic for you people. You people have studied it in class 3 also, class 4 also, and now you are studying it in class 5. So noun is a word that represents a person, place, thing or an idea. See, only 3-4 things are there. See, a girl is there. It is a person, a place, school, a thing, book, and an idea. Idea comes like a bulb, na? As if it comes suddenly, like it burns like a bulb. Okay, so these four things come under the category, or it can be an animal also. Okay, now let's begin with a story. Let's make it interesting and begin with a story. A child is born and the baby is identified as a girl or a boy. Child is born. You people might have seen in your family also that in some auntie, some mommy, chachi, they are blessed with a little baby. Have you ever seen, witnessed this? In your own family also you might have your younger brother and sisters, little ones, right? So do you immediately start calling by a name? No, we say it is a baby, either it is a baby girl or it is a baby boy, right? This baby address the baby, and after some days some rituals are performed, some puja is performed, and the baby is given a name. Now suppose the baby girl is given a name Simon and baby boy is given a name James. Okay, so first what was that baby? That baby was just a common noun. And then what was done? The baby was made a proper noun. Clear? First, initially the baby was a common noun because we were addressing it as a girl or a boy. And then we gave it a name, then it became a proper noun. The baby Simon James grows. After some time the baby grew and starts, what happens, starts going to school and with other children. He starts going to school. In the school, what does the baby do? The baby sits in a class. So she is studying in a class. Okay, a collective noun, है ना? When she plays or he plays in a team. Again collective noun. So he or she starts forming collective nouns, right? Then he starts dealing or she starts dealing with things that are made of wood, paper, plastic, steel or iron. Like for wood, what do we use in school? We use benches. Okay, we use scale. Paper, books, notebooks are made of paper. Plastic, our lunch box, pencil boxes are made of plastic. Steel, our lunch boxes or our water bottles are made of steel. Iron, some iron is used in making the benches, the frame of the benches. So sometimes our geometry box is also made up of iron. So the baby who was the person that was a baby, baby girl or baby boy, became Simon and James, and then he started forming groups, and then he started using things that are made of some material, something. Okay, then he develops some emotions like hope. When he gives exam, he is hopeful for good result. When the teacher praises him, he is happy, happiness. Okay, in school he learns to be honest, honesty, emotion he learns. Okay, in school he is taught that he should always talk to others politely, so politeness he learns, so he develops some or other emotions during the school days. So through this story in 5 stages we have come to know about the 5 kinds of nouns. What are the 5 kinds of noun? See, common noun, then proper noun, collective noun, material noun, and abstract noun. So now kinds of nouns. So let's see what are kinds of noun. Common noun, proper noun, collective noun, material noun, abstract noun, countable and uncountable noun. Clear? So what is common noun? As I told you, common noun is a general name given to a person, place or thing. If I say I went to visit a historical place, I went to visit a historical place, it means any place, okay, common noun. But if I say I had gone to visit India Gate, proper noun. I met a boy, a common noun. Boy is a common noun. I met James. James is a proper noun. Okay, so a common noun is a word for something like I saw an animal on the road. Okay, animal, common noun. I saw a dog on the road, common noun. A dog, common noun. For example, let's take one more example. You bring a pet at your home, means pet dog at home. Okay, you call it a dog, okay, till when it comes to your home, or it has not come to your home, it is a dog. As soon as it comes to your home, you start calling him Bruno. Okay, now you have given a name to this dog, that is Bruno. So now Bruno was what? Common noun. Dog was what? Common noun, and Bruno has become a proper noun. So common noun is a word that is give for something, that is like a boy. It is different from a proper noun, which is the name we give to something. Clear? Like boy we call Peter. So it is different from proper noun. Do not be tempted to give a word or a capital letter just because it is an important word in your sentence. Like suppose if you are feeling very thirsty and you say I need water, and in I need water in this sentence you make this W capital. So what will happen? This sentence will be wrong because you have made this W capital. The word water is a common noun, so it should remain in small letters. Proper noun. Can you take Fido out for walk? Now see, what is it? It is a dog. Dog is a common noun, but when we call it Fido, it becomes a proper noun. And when it is a proper noun, it should always be, the first letter of the proper noun should always be in a capital letter. Proper nouns are written with capital letter regardless of where they appear in a sentence. See, the rule of the sentence says that the first letter of the sentence should be in capital. Okay, but if a proper noun occurs in a sentence either in the beginning, in the middle, or in the end of the sentence, what is our duty? The correct thing is that we should write the proper noun in capital letter. The first letter of the proper noun should be in capital letters. Proper noun names a certain person, place or thing, it begins with a capital letter. Proper noun, the very means important thing of a proper noun is this, that it gives an identity to a person in particular. Like if I say a girl come here, any girl will come here. Okay, come to me. If I say only one girl, like if I say Kashika you come here, so only Kashika will come. Purva you come here, only Purva will come. So this gives an identity. If I say any girl come here, all the girls will start rushing. Ashi will also come, Purva will also come, Kanishka will also come, Kashika will also come, everyone, every second person, Vanshika will also come, every second person, every second girl will start coming to me, but I need only one girl. So if I will specify the name, what will happen? The only specific girl will come to me. So this the major purpose of proper noun is to give an identity to a person, place or thing. Okay, now see, anywhere it comes, this we read na, if it comes anywhere in the sentence should be in capital. Let's see through example. Everyone wanted to go to Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is the brand name of a pizza. Okay, so it is in capital because it is a brand name. Mr. Smith did not give us homework. Mr. Smith is the name of a teacher. Am is capital, as is capital, okay, because it is a proper noun. Our game will be next Sunday. Sunday is a name of a day. It is also a particular name of a day. Means you cannot say on Monday that it is Sunday, okay? No, you cannot say, because you have been told that it is a proper particular day is Sunday. So that day only will be Sunday. Clear? S is capital. Now collective noun. Collective noun, as I told you, when you start making collection of something, then it is known as collective noun. Like a collective noun is a word used to represent a group of people, animals or things. Now see, this is what? Bunch. Because there are so many grapes in this. This is bunch. See, so many people are singing. Choir. So many words are flying together. Flock. What is the key point? People will expect you to treat a collective noun as a singular unless you have a good reason for treating it as plural. Understood? Like committee. Committee, we will say singular. Jury, we will say singular. But if we are in the same situation, means we are there at the time and we find that the committee members were not agreeing on one point, so we can say the committee was divided, or the committee had two opinions. Okay, we can then in further sentence we can use in plural form, but we will always most often it is used, in rare cases it is used in plural form, otherwise it is always used in with a singular verb. Now let's see what is material noun. Material noun is also one of the 5 types of noun. Material noun is what? Let's understand in a very simple language first. Material noun is something that is used to make another thing. Like for example, wood. Wood is used to make a bed. Wood is used to make a chair. Wood is used to make benches. So wood is what? Wood is material noun. Now if I ask you, have you ever made a cup of tea? You will say yes. So what all things did you use? You used water, tea leaves, sugar and milk. So what all 4 ingredients you used? You used 4 things, that are milk, water, tea leaves and sugar. So these 4 things make what? A cup of tea. So what are the material nouns here? These 4 things are the material nouns. What are the 4 things? Milk, water, sugar and tea leaves. So material noun is also one of the 5 types of nouns. Material nouns are the names of the substances which things are made of. These types of nouns are mostly proper noun than common noun. The material nouns are found in nature, animals, plants, elements and later used by human to recreate various things of necessity. Now see, milk is natural, we get it from animals. Sugar we get from plants. Tea leaves we get from plants. So water we get from, it is a natural element, right? We get it from hills, means mountains, the snow melts and the rivers are formed, and so it is a natural element. So we use all 4 things to make a cup of tea, and this is for human necessity. This tea is a human necessity. So definition of material noun is the nouns which denotes the material is called a material noun. For example, water, milk, timber, gold, iron, stone, rice, ink, sugar, oil, paper, ghee, wheat, flour, bread, chalk, meat, silver. All these are the examples of material noun. Abstract noun, here are some examples of abstract noun like shock, anger, sadness, as I told you earlier also. Abstract nouns are the things that we cannot touch or feel on our skin. Okay, we can only feel them in our heart. Okay, like you can touch the smiling lips, you can wipe the tears from the eyes, rolling from the eyes, but you cannot see the happiness of the smiling lips. Okay, you cannot see the sorrow deep inside the heart of the person from whose eyes the tears are rolling out. Okay, so abstract noun cannot be touched on our skin, cannot be seen with our eyes. Understood? So these are what? Like anger. Anger is what? Abstract noun. I'm shocked. A great shock. Sadness is unfathomable. So sadness is what? Abstract noun, because you cannot, you can see a sad person's face, you can sympathize with that person, you can have empathy for this person, but you cannot measure that person's sadness, that to what extent the person is sad. Now, countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Let's see what is the difference. Countable nouns are the nouns that we can count. Its name itself tell countable, something that you can count. Okay, before countable nouns, we use first thing that we learned that we can count. Second thing, we can, if we can count, it means we can use a or an with them. Third thing, we can make a plural, like dog becomes dogs, book become books, apple become apples. Okay, so we can have a plural of it. Now, what are uncountable noun? Its name itself tells something that we cannot count. Non-countable nouns are something called mass noun. Refer to things that cannot be counted. Noun non-countables are singular. A non-countable noun is without a plural form, like music, money, milk. Like suppose milk. Milk is uncountable. But in a case, suppose if we have to make it plural, we cannot say it milks. We have to add few more words to it to make it plural. Like milk, if we have to make it plural, we will say 2 glasses of milk, a glass of milk. Only then it will become countable, and then only you can make a plural of it. Like actually you are not making plural of milk here, also you are making plural of glasses. A glass of milk, 2 glasses of milk, 3 glasses of milk. But then you can use it in a plural sense. Understood? We have to count. Uncountable nouns cannot have their plural form, but if you have to make their plural form, you have to add some more words to them. Like for example, affection, bravery. We cannot say affections or braveries. We will say acts of bravery, acts of affection. Understood? So we have added 2 more words to it to make it plural. Thank you. That's all for today. I will be sending one assignment based on these exercises. You people have to do that. As well as I am sending one letter to you people that I will be explaining you through audio. Not letter, one composition I will be sending to you people. Okay.